Apparently, I can't find the video, but something sparked me looking into my dreams. So I found my old dream journal and I was looking into it, and I feel like I've been having reoccurring dreams about like the same kind of theme. So I'm gonna read it for people and you tell me what you think. Now, I never correlated these two dreams together before, but reading it now, I don't know, it just seems connected. Q man with a friend creates a biological weapon in hopes to get into contact with some sort of being. The one man ended up falling out with the other man as he didn't like what he was doing. Man releases everything and people become infected and essentially turning into zombies, except they drag you away somewhere rather than eat you. A lockdown ensues and a family is at home locked away. The kids end up throwing the dad out somehow and he disappeared. When mom went to let him in. La, 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 la. Mom ends up disappearing somehow. Kids now are on a mission to find somewhere safe. To find a certain kind of jacket, they must look for photos with the eye crying black. They find one easily in their apartment, but have to go to other apartments to find 3 more. Other people have the same idea, and while trying to steal from the mean old lady below them, another man tries to snatch the photo away. But they succeeded and now had 2. They searched for more but couldn't find anything, and feeling as if their time is running out, they had to go. But their dad showed up, told them everything was okay, gave them some slimy stuff that attached to their legs, and sucked on their skin. He told them he'd be back and left. They waited and continued to prepare for a short amount of time until 2 adult men broke into their apartment and tried to attack them. Using the doors and furniture to barricade the doors, they ran to the front balcony and jumped off. In the darkness, they snuck through town, not encountering anyone infected. They then saw Sun River get in the car and leave, or someone. Causing an infected dude to show up and follow the car. They ran to a house to hide in cover, but it had an automatic light that went off instantly, attracting hundreds of infected to run at them. They ran as fast as they could, but they were being caught up to. The 2 oldest put on the special jackets and their younger siblings on their back and flew up. Getting away, they somehow end up at a swamp where they encounter a man who helps them. He has a whole community and they travel through the swamp on boats. They are infected as well, but it's different. He sees the slimy stuff on their legs and rips it off, telling them it's poison and there's a better way than fast acting it. That's why so many people are brainless henchmen. He explains his background, and he's the other guy that created the biological weapon, and the other one was their father. He took them somewhere where they had to do a series of things, including meditation, to properly become infected, which gave them a series of inhumane powers, but didn't turn them into the green monsters. But the green monsters still came after them. Now that was the first story, and please forgive me, I wrote this when I was waking up. And that dream was not dated, but it happened somewhere around 2020, maybe. Okay, for this story as well, I don't know when I wrote it, but this was like way after the other one. It was normal. We were laughing and talking until I saw a woman get snatched in front of my window, beaten and dragged away. Did you see that? I asked before quickly going to the window and closing the blinds. Everyone said no and rushed over to peek. No, don't do it, I said, as I started turning off all the lights and closing the rest of the curtains. He's going crazy, one of my friends, Greg said, while letting out a chuckle. No, I'm not, I snapped quickly. I look out the window, but don't let anyone see you. Everyone chuckled as I grit my teeth. Why would they jump to I'm crazy? As long as they did as I told, I didn't care. I heard loud, audible gasps from my younger sister, Abigail. She snatched her head away from the window and began to cry. As I finished closing the windows, I looked out. Totally normal-looking people ran up to others and began either biting their skin off or pulling up to them with a car, dragging them in and driving off. I cried as I saw a larger, muscled, humanoid creature come from the sides. It looked like the devil, but I don't think it actually was the devil. A large, humanoid red creature with 2 black horns atop
atop its head. It held a long staff that glowed, and he paralyzed people with it. "We need to go," I said as I ran to my girls' room, swooping up my 10-month-old and 2-year-old. They rubbed their eyes, confused and upset that I woke them up. "Shh, it's okay, babies, we just need to go. Make sure to stay quiet." They rubbed their eyes but didn't seem to mind. I waved everyone over and I waved everyone over to a hatch in my wall. "This leads to the roof below. It's a quick drop, so don't worry. I'll go first, so you know, but act fast." And as I said this, Andy dove through the hole feet first. That was Andy, always looking out for himself. I nodded and looked to see if anyone else wanted to go. Abigail raised a hand. "Andy, Abigail is coming now. Catch her." He nodded, and I let her go. Nothing went wrong. As the rest of the group went down, I had just got my youngest through the hatch when I heard my door crash and fall to pieces. I felt a feeling of hatred like I never have before. It sent a shiver down my spine, goosebumps ran all along every inch of my skin, and the hairs across my back all stood up in unison. I knew if I stayed any longer it would mean instant death, so I jumped through the hatch and landed without an issue, letting out a sigh as I was relieved of that feeling, the hatred. Everyone looked at me now as I went to grab my youngest, Mia. "What?" I asked, looking at each face. "What do we do?" I shook my head. I had no idea. "First thing, I guess we can look for our family." "I want to find Janice. She should be worried sick about us," Michael snapped. "Of course you'd want to find your wife first. What about mine? She's closer and in a totally opposite direction from your wife." I nodded. "You asked me and I told you what I wanted. If you want to find your wife, go ahead. If you want, meet us at the police station. That's the only place I think we could be safe." He nodded, and with that he ran off. I hope he stays safe. I turned to the group, waiting to see their responses, and they all stayed. "All right then, let's be on our way." As I walked, Andy held on to my oldest, Amelia, holding her face close to his chest. I did the same with Mia. We stayed out of sight the best we could, while I also paid attention to our surroundings. The cannibals seemed to be taking a break or are somewhere else. I either found one sleeping on a recently devoured corpse or none at all. Occasionally, I'd spot another small group of survivors, only for my hope to disappear as they were snatched away by those strange people in vans. What the hell is going on? We walked quite a distance without an issue until I spotted the building Janice worked in. It was partially set on fire and void of any life. I felt my heartbeat quicken as I approached the building, still being wary of my surroundings. I still didn't see anything until I heard a whisper, "John, I knew you'd come." I snapped my head quickly to find my wife climb out of a dumpster. I was filled with joy as she came to embrace me. I gave her a kiss, and she grabbed Mia from my arms, embracing her and doing the same to Amelia. "Where to now?" I asked the group, but they all shook their heads. "We just wanted to go somewhere safe, man." "I'm fucking scared," Andy said, and everyone nodded with him. I could feel their pain and fear. It's sad that fear overtook the pain of losing a loved one. I nodded, and we made our way to the closest police station. "Can't we drive?" Jim, another member of the group, asked. I shook my head. "That might make us a target, you know. I don't think we should take any risk." I heard sighs. "I understand they are tired, but we need to stay safe." It seemed quiet as the sun started setting more, but it made me uneasy. I kept my eyes on the surrounding areas before moving further. I'm running out of time, so if you actually want to keep reading this and you want to hear more about it and you actually care about this, let me know. Otherwise, I'm not going to make another video about it. So yeah, let me know. Bye. No, I won't do that. I'm gonna keep reading until I'm done. But if you want more, you're gonna have to tell me. I'm not gonna keep reading. There was nothing, but I had an eerie feeling. There was something coming. I rather trust my gut. It hasn't gotten me wrong yet. The group began whispering to themselves, and I placed my hand on my lips to my wife. She did the same to the others, and they all stayed quiet. As we approached the police station, before it even got into sight, I spotted a man in uniform running towards us and trying to grab me. I quickly dodged his advance, and he fell to the ground, coughing a bit. Everyone looked down at him with fear. I was angry. "What the fuck, man?" I said through a whisper. He quickly got to his feet and said, I'm sorry, we need to go. The police station isn't safe. They are waiting there to ambush people. I and a group of others are trying to stop people before they get there." I nodded, and